Hello, everyone, and welcome to UGC League Week 5, brought to you by Vite Ramen. We are your weekly casters here for House Rivalries, Waffles for Sid, and Tropic Theory, covering the matchup for the evening. Now, Tropic, we are going to see Oracle Hydrus go up against Gaia Esports Asteria. And both of these teams have a 3-1 record, and both of these teams have both lost to the number one undefeated, the Weird Squad. I'm really curious to see what they're going to do this evening to establish themselves ahead of this, kind of upper middle pack area in the rankings and, really show that they can contend to be at the top.
I mean, you hit the nail right on the head, Sid. Both of these teams' primary goal today is to show Weird Squad that they are the team to be reckoned with. They are trying to take themselves out of this high middle pack that we have going on with, I believe, like 4 other teams in that second ranking row. So it's all about establishing that they are a team to be reckoned with and on par with Weird Squad, especially since we are a week away from playoffs. It is this week, next week, and then playoffs is here we go. So it's going to even be more important, especially as we're nearing the end of the regular season.
Right. And end of regular season means that the rankings that are established are a little bit more accurate, especially comparatively to the beginning when not everyone has exactly faced off against each other. And, all the higher ranking teams get to play and actually, have that on the record for everybody. It's important to, understand that in the beginning, you may not always be challenging those upper tier teams, and solidifying that towards the end going into playoffs could be so beneficial, especially regarding, how you get placed in the bracket for playoffs.
Yeah, 100%. And so we will see what these teams have in store. We had the pleasure of casting Oracle Hydrus early on in the season, so we've definitely seen them play. So I'm pretty stoked to see Gaia Esports Asteria come in as well, and seeing what they have to offer, and see if they're deserving of that contending team spot. Same for Oracle Hydrus. So it's going to be exciting. A lot is on the line today, and the pressure is on. So we will see how they play. Our map pool today is going to be Route 66, Numbani, and Nepal, with tiebreaker going to Ilios if we do get a pleasure of seeing that 4th map. So I'm pretty excited to see just having that pool this week as well. Numbani is one of those maps that has verticality, so we probably will be seeing quite a bit of dive on that map. But Route 66 is also one of those, we can see a variety of meta coming in from that. We can see a little bit of double bubble, maybe double shield. So I'm excited to see what they like today.
Well, and Route 66, sometimes teams do opt to do, a typical full court press and hold closer to the spawn doors and, really go for that second area hold. But folks, it actually looks like we have been tossed for, I would call it a U-turn ball, because it wasn't quite a curveball and it's not even the same map type. We're actually going to be going to Kings Row, which is a hybrid map, to start off the series.
Ooh, you know what? I do love a little bit of Kings Row in my life, Sid. Scrims Row is what we call it typically. I'm sure we will see quite a bit of the May coming out, especially since she's just so strong in the meta right now. And, we have talked about this before, girl, how much of a party pooper May is, but also how fun she is to play when it's on your team.
Absolutely. Great to play with, not to play against. That is May. And, looks like we do have a quick little pause coming in before we can fully kick off the match here, folks. Probably just a last couple minute, maybe just a quick reboot to make sure everything is clean and fresh and ready. I know I like to do one before I, hop into any production like this. Make sure clean slate. And it's amazing how much, a little power on and off fixes the problem very frequently. Or maybe you got that magic touch where you just walk up and boom, fixed. No touching, no restart needed. It just, you can do that. But if we are going to continue staying here on King's Row to start us off, that May could be just so devastating in sealing off, sectioning off the other players of the team, creating that advantage. Hopefully, the wall management is going to be there for those, types of engagements.
Has to be there.
You're right.
Has to. Especially in these higher tier teams, it has to be there, or else the other team is definitely going to spot them out and take advantage of that. That is going to be the go button. If that wall is messed up and not on target, that's just going to leave an opening for the other team to say go, go, go.
Yeah, and well, thankfully that update came in a long while ago where, one pillar breaks and all characters can squeeze through that little gap. Wasn't always the case before, which I guess from a physics perspective doesn't make sense, but physics-wise, neither does the mechanics of your dead body when it flies across the map. So, some fun things here. That's why we love video games, right? We don't have to conform to the normal laws of reality. But we'll have to see, what these teams do to really leverage. And, well, once again, another curveball coming through. We're going to be switching maps again, Tropic.
And here we are to Nepal Village. I really enjoy this one, especially since this is just a heavy brawl, we'll call it. But we might see the Farah coming in, which is really, I've been enjoying. I love the pharmacy duo, and I know it's been leaning towards Echo recently. Even another friend of mine joked that is just the better Farah right now. But you know what? I like my girl Farah, and so this is a great map, especially for her to really tackle those entrances of the main point on Village.
I mean, one of her voice lines is aerial superiority. So it's unfortunate that may not be exactly the case anymore for, this original flyer of Overwatch, since Echo was an addition later on. Right now, we can see the teams already starting to break out onto the point, or break out the fight here on the point. Oracle Hydras opting to establish that bunker comp, very standard, as they want to get set up and get in there to defend. Gaia Esports is going to have to continue their assaults, and, well, there's the opening pick coming through. Reinhardt has gone down for Oracle Hydras, and, well, one shield is gone. It's going to be tough for them to continue holding. Thankfully, that Mei wall is mitigating a little bit of that damage, but all in all, they are getting collapsed on by Gaia Esports.
Oh man, what a pincer coming in from Gaia Esports right now. Having the fair rain from above, as well as the ball on the other side, just really displacing the team. Just a really strong comp overall here. The Fossey has that Mei. Oh, just kidding. We are going to a Tracer right now, along with Swartzy going to that Ana, which could be really powerful, especially against this ball, really attacking that back line. Having that Anti and Briggs bash to stall them out, get them purple, and then have that kill, and hopefully on the ball, be that green light for Oracle Hydras to push on the point.
Totally. A different team comp here for Oracle Hydras, going from that bunker style to the double bubble. Unfortunately, Popple is the first person to get taken down, and, a couple people going back and forth. Jono does bring back Tenzer, though, bringing him to the fight to reinforce his own healing, and, well, Gaia Esports has just wiped Oracle Hydras back to their spawn.
Oh man, the fan right now is just raining from above right now, and already has that justice to bring into this next fight here. Oracle Hydras really has to have some sort of counter to him right now, because he is just pumping out so much damage right now that they are just not even able to get an opening to even push on the point right now. So I'm hoping that they're able to, recognize that Farah is the big problem right now, and they need to do something about him.
Gaia Esports also has a lot of ultimates online, essentially all 6, and after the massive team comp rearrangement Oracle Hydras did, they are behind a bit in that economy, kind of suffering a lot for it. They did get picked early, and, well, once again, they're just getting mowed down one after another by Gaia Esports.
Oh my god, yeah, they are just not even able to, it's not even worth popping this ult right now, especially with, oh my god, but there it is. The Farah does pop her barrage right now, and will they be able to touch right now Oracle Hydras? I'm not sure, Sid.
Oh man, that was, I was hoping Oracle Hydras would bring a little more to the table as far as trying to recontest, but in reality, Gaia Esports, even their Battle Mercy, popped off with 2 kills at the end. So, little surprising there coming out from Oracle Hydras, especially since they had a pretty solid game against the Weird Squad, going toe-to-toe with them, bringing them to the 3rd map. But they're going to have to pick it up. We're going to have to see a totally different communication and focus fire coming through from them if they want to stay in this set against Gaia Esports Asteria.
And I mean, hopefully next time coming around for Oracle Hydras that they are able to be confident in the characters that they choose to be able to have those ults ready for those fights, because that was the frequent change of heroes was really preventing being able to build those ults to take that fight.
Yeah, and in Control, it is extremely important that, your ult economy is better or more effective and efficient than the enemy. It's much more punishing on Control when you fall behind than it is on a, other type of style of map. Once again, Oracle Hydras, it's a bit of deja vu. They were on the point first, but Gaia Esports is just continuing to collapse around them and bombard them from all angles, taking them down one after another. It is really good for them as they're just going to cap the point here and, establish their control right out of the gate again for this 2nd round.
Yeah, Oracle Hydra's taking point right now. It is up to Gaia Esports to be able to hopefully push this on right now. I do like the ball coming in. Hopefully they will be able to position themselves for Popple to be able to combine the DPS on the front of where ball slams and whatnot. But again, Zafin is just doing so much damage right now that they have to find something to deal with him.
I don't know if Zafan has actually gone down yet. That Mercy pocket on him has been they've been 2 peas in a pod the whole time. And, thanks to her, he can put in the work that he needs. Without the Mercy, though, he's still getting the kills as he takes down the Tracer in response and pops the barrage to follow up. Oracle Hydras is just getting pushed out to that edge, and they're going to have to reset once again Tropic.
Yeah, Gaia Esports is actually going to have to reset coming in right now. The Brad already has that, the visor coming in favor of Oracle Hydras right now. They are just really controlling the tempo of this fight coming up right now. And I'm hoping that Schwartzy's able to utilize this amplification matrix in favor of Gaia Esports to hopefully create a pick and a go button for a Gaia Esports to hop on this point. But they're definitely going to have to find a... Schwartzy's also going to have to really protect the team with that immortality filled with the Brad's visor coming up for this next fight, Sid.
Yeah, and looks like I had my teams a little bit backwards there, folks. Apologies on my end. Right now, the Brad decides it is time to pop that visor, and he's looking for targets, but everybody decides that's too scary, and they run out of the way. Baby Diva does get mowed down there at the last moment, and the Rockets just pop the Tracer in the face right there as she's trying to zip away. Overtime's gonna trickle down. Nope, is finally recontested as Popple is trying to find kills on that High Noon and zoning out members of Oracle. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though, as Oracle is continuing to get the kills one after another. They are trying to continue pushing Gaia Esports out of this point here, and the Diva goes down right after. Oh man, it is all chaos here as, they're Gaia Esports is just doing their best to continue stalling. That minefield is not going to be enough, and that is going to be a first victory for Oracle Hydras.
Oh man, what a victory coming in from Oracle Hydras. Apologies for that. We had the team switched around midway through, but our production staff was able to fix that halfway through, so apologies on that. But Oracle Hydras takes the first map. As for Nepal, as we are going to see what Gaia Esports chooses right now, either Route 66 or Numbani. But Oracle Hydras did such a great job at just controlling the tempo of the map. Zafan was just a deadly player to be reckoned with, and he really showcased what he's got, and it was only on the Ferricid. We have seen Oracle Hydras play in the past, and that communication and coordination was definitely on point as we've seen them in the past. So Gaia Esports really has to recognize that. I'm hoping that next time around on Numbani or Route 66 that they really engage quicker. Oracle Hydras had that organized aggression that I definitely think really help them take the point and keep point consistently. And they did such a great job at really poking out those players that were out of position and just taking advantage of that. So hopefully Gaia Esports utilizes recuperates. We got to recoup. We can definitely do reverse sweep in favor of Gaia Esports right now. Yeah, just refresh button. That they regroup and just really have more coordinated engages. I think that is what they were missing that round. It's just the coordination of engages. And oh man, I know this is an important map and the pressure might be getting to them, but gotta press that reset button and let's go at it. Give me a map 4, guys.
Ooh, yeah, let's go. We gotta tie it up on one of them, so you can pick your poison on that front. But I said earlier I was surprised that Oracle Hydrus wasn't, really coming together as strong. We did have the team names backwards a bit, so I want to go back and say, all right, that performance makes a lot more sense now that we know kind of who's on what side and, what's his name is on third? Anyways, really solid performance coming out, just like we saw them when they were going up against Weird Squad. So we'll have to see if that is consistent and they can maintain that going into Numbani as our next map.
I'm excited for Numbani, Sid. I enjoy seeing dives come out of these teams, and we did see a little bit of the ball and the diva coming in. So I'm expecting to see another, maybe some double bubble coming out, or even that ball diva combination coming up on Numbani, especially since that first point is just such a vertical map. That dives would just work out so well for this map side.
It absolutely could. And well, we did see Gaia Esports, kind of scattered around the map is what I would argue. I would love to see that, kind of cleaned up and tightened up a bit as far as the coordination. They had the bunker comp. They were on the point first, right? That's typically a really big factor in being successful with bunker comp, is establishing yourself first. And well, it just didn't seem like they were able to handle all the pressure from all the different directions of Oracle. And I wonder, what do you think that they're going to try to do to at least improve or contain some of that coming up? I mean, obviously they need to switch to some more hit scan maybe to help out their other DPS players, but
I think they also have to really focus on the basics of target prioritization coming up to this fight. The one thing that Oracle Hydrus did was just really, you saw how the team really coordinated and collapsed on those folks that were out of place, or maybe were already low from that Discord or the anti. And though Gaia Esports did get the point ahead of Oracle Hydrus, I gotta say that target prioritization coming in from Oracle Hydrus' side, and I could only imagine their communications of like, so-and-so's low, go, 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 go. Gaia Esports needs a little bit more of that to really poke at Oracle Hydrus, and hopefully, we have more of a contending map up coming in on Numbani with that.
Totally. Well, I think that they need to really watch out for Oracle Hydrus coming around with that rotation and pincering them in. We saw it happen a couple of times where, they got caught out by the health pack off to the side near their spawn, and well, Oracle Hydrus didn't care that they were retreating. They pushed past the point and then, circled around and boxed them in right there with no escape to clean them up. And, we saw it happen a little bit on the Shrine as well. I would love to see Gaia Esports, respond to that and recognize when that's coming through to, try to mitigate that. Or better yet, they should do it themselves. They should be the ones instigating and, trying to set the pace and tempo and getting Oracle to give up those resources and create that advantage for them.
Yeah, 100%. I really think that is another positive that Oracle Hydrus is doing right now, is recognizing when they have to sustain and live, backing off a little bit, whether that is maybe, giving the other team a tiny bit of the ticks before you then engage and deny any sort of, point cap or anything like that. So you know what? I'm hoping that Gaia Esports recognizes that, has that ability to also back up a little bit when needed, and then take that fight when their cooldowns are offline and we are ready to attack and, come for vengeance. So here we are. Oracle Hydrus is going to be on the attack right now, Sid. So I am curious, how Gaia Esport is going to come in with, as the both teams are going that double bubble meta.
And both teams do have that Echo, so the new air power. But Popple is the first person to open up the fight, getting first blood onto that McCree. Thankfully, Jono there, ready to bring him back in a snap and, not be too much of a hard disengage losing this first fight and all the time that comes from that type of pick. Right now, the engagement coming through on the high ground, and once again, Oracle Hydrus is the first person to draw blood. Unfortunately, though, their tank pays for it with his life, and in response, Lola's RJ is brought back to life. The Echoes are dueling it out in the sky just a bit, trying to put that pressure on, but right now, Gaia Esports just getting pushed off and pressured off of the point. One tick coming through for Oracle Hydrus now as, well, they are looking to continue preventing Gaia Esports from even trying to recontest, putting that pressure down the main line here and, well, jumping and diving, popping those bubbles, the focus beam lasers people like we've seen, and, well, it is a trickle game as Gaia is continuing to try to stall this time out of it.
Oh man, last time it was Zappin, this time it's the Brad, Sid. The Brad is just pumping out so much damage, as is Echo right now, especially with Jono just pocketing him right beside and just enabling him with that blue beam and the yellow beam, keeping him up and also giving that damage output. We have to find a solution to him for Gaia Esports right now. It is all up to Popple right now to really put pressure on the Brad to not take full reign of the sky right now. We have quite a bit of ults coming in favor of Oracle Hydrus, especially with all this damage that they are putting out. So I'm guessing that we might see some double monkey coming in and a juggling action for both Blubber and the Brad coming up, Sid.
Oh man, it is gonna be a circus when that happens between all of the booping around and the monkeys hanging out. Oh, Panzer though, getting some solid charge. Good thing he had his own Percy bubble after those stickies came through. Now Gaia Esports though trying to make a stand here before Oracle can cap this second checkpoint. We see the Duke comes in from the Brad though onto that Ashe. There's Bob sent in as well to continue reinforcing Oracle Hydrus and their members. Bubbler, there's the boop and the juggle, so successful coming through, and, well, Oracle Hydrus continuing to mow down the members of Gaia Esports. Just a little bit left here until they can cap this second checkpoint, and, well, Tropic, it is looking rough for Gaia Esports. They're gonna have to make a good stand.
Yeah, I am surprised that Panzer did utilize his grab right there, especially since Oracle Hydrus was just in that cleanup fight. Maybe that was a fat finger, but that is going to be pretty unfortunate coming into this next fight, as though they have 5 minutes on the line, grab is just such a powerful ult, just grouping everybody together. So we will see. Rubber does go to that Reinhardt coming into this next point right now, but Gaia Esports has the ult. Shinobu has the grab, which has to be a big grab in order to burn this time that Oracle Hydrus has created for themselves to push it to third point.
Well, Oracle Hydrus has also made some pretty different team comps coming through. The grab is thrown though from Gaia, doesn't find anything, and they actually have to use a res for themselves. A bunch of ults committed there, and, well, Oracle Hydra still charging up their own now. There it is, the dupe Earthshatter finds one there on the end. Not enough there to follow up as she was quite far away. You don't want to get too aggressive there, especially when your dupe is about to run out. The Winston, though, he is nanoed, and unfortunately he goes down just as quickly as that came through. The Brad continuing to put in the damage from the back line, chipping away, and just Oracle Hydrus continuing to roll this point up through the third checkpoint. Is anyone going to touch to contest? No! 3:55 left on the clock, Tropic. That is a... Well, that's big time bank, man.
That is quite a bit of time bank, and I gotta say, Gaia Esports still was not playing as coordinated as we've seen Oracle Hydrus consistently play. Shinobu and Mafazi had those big ults, a grab and a dupe, and both ults were really used maybe not at the greatest time, or, an applaud to Oracle Hydrus for really sustaining those ults. They definitely recognized that they were a big threat, and they backed off a little bit, burned a little bit of time, but then push forward as soon as they were, ready to go, ready to roll. Was a little disappointed that those major ults didn't come in favor of Gaia Esports, but you know what? We are on the attack right now. The Brad going with the Torb. Do you think that he's going to get that hammer kill? I have a feel every time we see a Torb, Sid, we know that is the first thing on their mind is, will I win and will I get the hammer kill?
Right? Can we go for the meme here? Actually, I do think I know that did they go for it when they played the Weird Squad when we casted them? I can't remember if this happened before. I feel like they've also played Torb and tried to go for it. I can't remember if they were successful. But maybe if we see it here this week, we should chat, give us a clip of it. Let's see it.
Let's see it.
Is actually a competition for like best clip here for UGC League, and you get like 25 Blizz bucks or something for a cool skin, or maybe one of those special ones that come out for the teams and whatnot. So make sure you clip them and send them in and tag them so you get your credit and hopefully win the Blizz bucks. In the meantime, we can see that Oracle Hydras has set up on the high ground here, continuing their defense as Gaia Esports just peppering around from the side here. Maxi trying to find some damage, and with that Mercy pocket hanging out with him the whole time, continuing to just pepper around this outside area. Oracle Hydras, though, finds a couple kills, including the Mercy of Gaia Esports, and, that is going to be a reset needed for them.
Definitely going to be a reset coming in. And Mafasi, I got to just comment that he was giving me a little bit of Mercy anxiety, thinking he was going to fall off and just go down the side there, but he survived, thankfully, Mafasi. But coming into this next fight here, we have Popple almost at that Bob, which could definitely be that go button that I'm sure that, Gaia Esports is just looking for right now. But the Nano could also be a very big go button, especially since, we're still lacking a little bit on both sides for ultimates. So that could be a Nano onto the Winston, getting Primal, hopefully to, sustain into that fight and cap the point here. So we will see.
There's only 2:24 left on the clock, and Gaia Esports is going to need to make some moves if they want to even compete. They're on the point here with the high ground, trying to take on the fight, but Lolit's RJ goes down first during this engagement. Shinobu is nanoed and charged, but looks like the kills are still coming through for Oracle Hydras as another juggling kill comes in for Rubber.
Man, and we are 2 minutes on the clock. Oracle Hydras has burned 2 minutes of Gaia Esports time bank to be able to attack on this right now. We have the Brad and also John knows Vel coming up online. And Popple is just now getting Bob right now. We have some ults getting farm for Gaia Esports, but especially when it's already a minute and 30 seconds, I'm thinking that these ults are being farmed a little too, there's not enough damage right now to be able to have these ults online for this next fight hopefully coming in. So hopefully Shinobu is able to get that grab so that we can open up this fight right now, Sid.
That would be a huge opportunity for them if they can manage to find a lot of targets to trap in the grab. Barrage and Molten Core are fired, though. Thankfully, the Anna manages to make it. Oh, but she gets taken down by the Molten Core just at the last moment. Little bit of burn coming through. Gaia Esports just going down again, and Tropic, they need to get another reset if they want to have a solid attempt at one more good team push. They're gonna have some ultimates online that they'll be able to use, and they're gonna have to make or break it here if they want to really compete with these top tier teams and show that they belong in that number 2 or upper middle bracket area.
Yeah, 100%. Shinobu has to get a big grab right now, and Mafasi has to make some plays right now to be able to capture this point. They are sitting at absolutely no time percentage on this time bank right now with only 20 seconds online. These are big also, Sid, so they can definitely make this play work.
Grab is thrown though, and no kills yielding from it at this time. Gaia Esports is still trying to pepper in, and Lolit's RJ decides it is time to raid the backline and boot people around left and right. In the meantime, Mafasi does copy the Zarya, but doesn't find any value and isn't even on the point. Oh man.
Ooh.
That's,
a C9.
I'm surprised it's a bit of a C9, yeah.
You know what?
Man.
But sometimes the pressure can just get to you in the middle of a game like that, to where you are just calling out targets. We know that this person is doing so much damage. Kill him, kill him, kill him. But then by that time, the points already, we're in overtime, and unfortunately, the target prioritization just wasn't there, and including for, get on the point target prioritization. But
That's right.
Oracle Hydras, congratulations on your win for tonight.
Absolutely. They had a, very fantastic performance, consistent with what we've seen when we saw them go up against the Weird Squad. Very just clean, and you can see that they're ready to do those pincer moves and capitalize on, stragglers out in the boonies, or, maybe one person that just 2 steps too far. Oops.
Yeah. You could just tell that, this team has played for some time, and just the communication was there tonight. And we've seen them in the past. And it could just be that they had a really great night today, and they really played really well. So I'm pretty excited to see them as we come into, playoffs a week from now. And same for Gaia. This could also just be an off night for them.
Everyone has it.
Everybody has those days.
That's right. And well, Oracle Hydras has definitely shown that they deserve to continue being at the top. Now they have a 4-1 record with, still the Weird Squad is their only loss. And I bet that they have their eye on we'll just be real. Everybody has their eye on the Weird Squad, looking to dethrone them and take them down, because they're currently undefeated. So that's obviously, who has the big target on their back. But folks, it is getting to be that time of the evening, and we are unfortunately gonna have to wrap it up. Before we go, we want to give a big thanks to our sponsor, Vite Ramen, for making UGC League happen and bringing you these fantastic games that you see throughout the weeks, and what we will see coming up for playoffs soon. Tropic, we also can't forget to thank our fantastic production crew behind the scenes.
Ben Bigelow and Knights of thank you so much for making the magic happen behind the scenes. And thank you all as well. I hate to say it so, but we are running up on our time for tonight's match. But we are a week away from playoffs, so we do not. You all don't want to miss next week's map, as we will see who we watch and who's going to be going into playoffs. So it's going to be, you definitely don't want to miss it. But like my co-caster said, it is that time to sign off. We will see you all next week, same time, same place, and it's going to be a big game, guys, so don't want to miss it. So until then, we will see you. Bye, y'all.